Hello, fellow translators. Today I have a question for all of you. And my question has to do with a question that I receive all the time and I'm having trouble figuring it out, and so I wanted to ask all of you. It has to do with CAT tools. Now, I've stated many times that I don't use any CAT tools. I have in the past, but I've I had a move at the same time that I switched to a new computer. It's a Mac. And so I just wasn't using CAT tools after this. And I thought, well, let's see how long I can go without using CAT tools. And I'm still going on without using CAT tools right now. And I've found it very liberating, I must say. But so I do have an issue with CAT tools, and because a lot of people ask me to explain, how CAT tools works, which CAT tools are the best, and this and that for CAT tools, and I always feel a bit of imposter syndrome talking about CAT tools because I use them so seldomly, and nowadays I don't use them at all, and so I feel kind of bad giving a comment this way or that way about CAT tools. However, I'm happy to talk about why I don't use CAT tools, and there are a couple reasons for it. And look, the thing is, CAT tools are, so what are CAT tools? Actually, I should probably explain that first. CAT tools, it stands for computer assisted translation. And what it means, it's basically a program wherein you kind of plug or upload or, whatever you want to call it, your document that needs to be translated, and then you translate it. And what it does is it remembers the way you translate something. So if you have stock phrases or expressions or words that you constantly translate, it'll remember that. And so I can see how this can be useful for a lot of people who are sort of specialized in, say, like IT stuff. They get many times when you do IT, like back-end computer stuff, you have a lot of the same terms, like save as, or, edit this, that, or whatever. And so you can just, and it can translate those automatically, so you don't have to do it each time. And likewise, like for me, I work in finance, and so I'll get a lot of sentences that are the same. The rules and regulations of the Swiss Code of Obligations must be followed, or something like that. Which, fine, it can help out with something like that. But, well, first of all, if if there's a small little change for whatever the text says, then sometimes the CAT tools don't catch up on it. I guess it depends on the CAT tools. But also, there are quite a few other issues. First of all, if you own a Mac, forget it. So I got so curious about this at the last CATI meeting, the Carolina Association of Translators and Interpreters. They had a whole session on CAT tools, and I wanted to go there to see if maybe I'm missing out on something for not using them and what's going on. And, well, first of all, everyone else there who owned a Mac said, yeah, none of these work for Mac. Even when they say they should work for Mac, if you go beyond a certain amount, they don't. This is Trados, Across, even Omega T. Like Omega T is one that I used to use on a Mac, and but I was told, because I only use it for simple stuff, and I was told once you go beyond a certain complexity, then forget it. On a Mac, apparently all these CAT tools have an issue. So if you have a Mac, you probably should not be using CAT tools anyway. And by the way, these CAT tools, for the most part, cost quite a bit of money. Trados will cost you about 5 to 700 euro, 800 euro, depending on whatever type you get. I think the minimum is going to be about 5 to 600 euro, though. And you have others that are like 2 to 300 or something like that, even though Trados is the main one. And so these aren't cheap. And this is a business decision. You want to make sure you're getting your money back when you buy these. And so I always recommend people at least start off without buying these CAT tools. Don't buy them at the get-go, because you don't know if you're going to end up using them. And then see how things progress. And maybe if you have someone who already has it or know of a place where you can get access to it, then feel free to go there and try a bit with them and see what you think about it. But otherwise, it is a pretty big expense. And so, for you as a freelance translator, I'm not sure you want to be spending that much on something you're not sure if you're going to be using. Now, but this leads me to my question. And my question is, because I receive these, and you'll receive them too, and I see them quite often, people who take into account CAT tools when they assign a job. So people say, I need a translator. It has 5,000 words, but only 3,000 are original words, and then we have so many repetitions, so many with a 50% match, so many with a fuzzy match. You'll always see these fuzzy matches or something like that. And they pay progressively less depending on these repetitions, which means that, say, if you have 100% repetition, so a paragraph here or certain expressions here are the same as certain expressions 12 pages down the line, you get paid 0 for those 12 pages down the line, even though you're still working on it and I mean, you at least have to go through it and sort of edit it, but you don't get paid anything for this. And this to me seems really odd because you made this big expense to buy the CAT tool, and some of these people want to hire you, say, we want you, A, to use your CAT tool that you paid a lot of money for, but B, we want to get rid of any advantage it could have given you when working on this job, because we're not going to count anything that matches any other expression or any repetition that you could take advantage of. We don't want to do that, and we're just going to pay you for everything that's original, and everything else gets discounted. And I don't understand people who would take these jobs, because basically you're agreeing that rather than your rate, you get paid an average of a much lower rate, depending on how many repetitions there are in the text. And to me, this just seems really odd and strange. And I even got into an argument, not an argument, but a discussion with one person, with one agency about it, because they said, oh, we're going to do this with the fuzzy matches, all that. I'm like, well, that would totally negate any advantage I have from using my CAT tool, so why would I even accept that? And they're like, oh, but that's the way it's done, or something. And so I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. And so that's why I'm asking you. For you who maybe have accepted jobs like this, where they discount it based on the CAT tools, based on the repetitions and stuff like that, like, what was your reasoning behind it? And why would you accept that? And I get it, you could say I'm desperate for a job or something, but on the other hand, I mean, to me, it's just accepting a rate lower than what your rate should be. And so, that's basically what you're doing. And I guess if you're okay with that, that's fine. But it seems a very odd thing to me. So anyway, that's my question to all of you. Maybe I'm missing something. If I am, please let me know. And some other advantage of CAT tools, again, because I don't have that much experience with them, so maybe there's some other advantage that I just don't know about. But to me, at least from my experience with CAT tools and from what I've seen, I can see, again, in certain industries, in certain situations where it could be good to have a CAT tool, but I cannot see why you would accept a job by people who discount based on CAT tools. And I get these requests all the time, and I just wonder about them, because obviously people do, they do get translators, and I guess they get decent translators as well. I mean, I assume, I don't know. But it just seems really weird to me. So that's my question to you. Hopefully you have an answer for me, or maybe you have the same question as well. I don't know. Feel free to let me know. I'm just really curious about it, and so I thought I would pose that question and ask you guys about it. Anyway, that's it for now. I will talk to you in the next video. Okay, thanks. Bye. Savedum.